This pair of siblings were on their way to San Diego to meet the lover of a woman named Becky. She and her brother named Cal made a long journey. At that time, Becky felt nauseous and wanted to vomit. In the end, they stopped on the side of the road in front of a church. There was a lot of tall grass there. Becky turned out to be pregnant. At that time, when they were about to continue their journey, Becky heard the sound of a child screaming from the direction of the tall grass. Becky didn't want to just let it be, until finally they tried to go into the bushes and look for the whereabouts of the child's voice. Cal parked his car in the churchyard. Then they started looking for the source of the child's voice. His voice sounded very close, but the deeper they searched, the more they couldn't find it. Even Becky and Cal didn't realize that they had separated. Becky asked Cal to jump so they could determine each other's location. At first they were close, but when they tried to do it the second time, suddenly their positions became distant. Even very far. How could that be? From here, Becky felt that something was wrong with this grass. Until the night finally came, they were still in the tall grass. Then Becky met a man named Ross. He said he was the father of the little boy's voice. Ross invited Becky out of there. He claimed to have found a way out. While Cal, who gave up, met a little boy who called them. He was Tobin. How long had he been there? How did they get out of this grass? Until finally Cal was taken by Tobin to a large stone location with strange sounds calling. When Cal held this stone, he heard Becky's voice screaming, but Tobin said that he was too late. On the other hand, there was a man named Travis. He is Becky's lover. He is looking for Becky and Cal because they have not arrived in San Diego since yesterday. No one recognized Becky and Cal's photo. Then he saw their car parked in the churchyard. Travis thought that Becky and Cal were in the church, but there was no one there. Then he saw Becky's book fall on the side of the road next to the tall grass. Travis tried to go inside and make a mark so he wouldn't get trapped, but it turned out that the grass could return to its origin and remove the mark that Travis made. Unfortunately, Travis was also trapped in the tall grass until midnight. Then he met Tobin, who said that they might not survive. Tobin also knew Travis's name. Even Travis was shocked. Tobin took Travis to where Becky was, but unfortunately Becky was found dead in a rotting condition. All he could bring was the necklace he had given her. Meanwhile, Tobin disappeared. When morning came, Travis was surprised by Tobin's voice from a distance. Even strangely, Tobin was in front of the church with his parents and his dog. Travis called Tobin for help. His voice was very close. Until finally Tobin and his family entered the tall grass because his dog went in first. What happened was predictable. Tobin and his family were separated while Ross found the big rock and held it. Who knows what happened, as if the grass was repeating the events that had happened. This also happened to Becky and Cal, so the voice she heard when they entered the tall grass was Travis's voice. Until finally they met at the place where Tobin's dog was dead, because they were with Travis carrying Tobin to see how far they were from the highway. It seemed quite far. She saw the church building from there. They started walking, then Becky got a call from someone she knew. The voice was similar to Becky's voice, begging her to stay away from Cal and save Travis. What happened? The day was getting darker and Becky was getting weaker. She even fainted from the heat. Then Ross appeared out of nowhere. He saved Becky so she would come back to her senses. Ross invited them to come with him, but Travis wanted to do his own thing. But when Tobin was carried, he didn't see the church building anymore. So they have no choice but to follow Ross. Along the way, Ross keeps talking. Who knows what he's talking about? Then suddenly they arrive at a big rock. Why did he bring it to this location? Ross asks Cal to hold the rock, but suddenly Ross's wife named Natalie appears and forbids him to hold the rock. She says not to listen to Ross. He's not an ordinary person. What's going on here? There's an argument between them. Hearing all this, Travi and the others will go find their own way. Then Ross attacks Natalie and crushes her head. This is terrible. In the end, they all run away from Ross and arrive at an abandoned building that used to be a bowling alley. Here there's an argument between Travis and Cal. The point is, Cal doesn't want Becky to be with Travis. Cal doesn't approve of their relationship. The child they're carrying is Travis and Becky's child. But before that, Cal also didn't like Travis. Their argument stopped because Ross found their location. They went up and saw Tobin's dog manage to get to the church from behind the grass. Is this grass some kind of teleportation device? Then there was a small accident here. Travis' footing was shaky, but Cal managed to hold it. Cal got strange whispers in his head, then let go of Travis until he fell. Cal invited Becky to go. While Tobin went too fast, Becky didn't want to leave Travis alone. But Cal asked her to let go. Here Becky realized that Cal was not good for her. She walked away from Cal, then Ross caught Cal and finished him off. While Travis was still holding on, he went back to looking for Becky. Becky was caught by Ross, but she managed to escape when she stuck a small pair of scissors into one of her eyes. Becky managed to escape, but she met a strange creature with a grass head. She was taken until she arrived at the location of the stone. It seemed that the stone was the center of all this strangeness, many voices of people talking through it. Becky fainted. Then when she woke up, her baby was gone, and in front of her was Ross. While Travis finally found Becky, Travis regretted not being able to save her. Then he confronted Ross, hitting him against a rock until his blood was on the rock. The voices from the rock came back and now possessed Travis. Tobin tried to prevent him from holding the rock, but Travis still did it. After that, Travis invited Tobin to run away, and in the middle of the journey he gave the necklace he took from Becky's body. He said that they both would not be able to get out of here. But Tobin still could. Travis held Tobin, and somehow Tobin was in the church. Tobin returned when Becky and heard Tobin's voice from the grass. Tobin hurriedly prevented him from going in, because if they did that they would never be able to return forever. Tobin showed Becky's necklace. This was the same as his. In the end, Becky listened to Tobin's words and left there. Travis's efforts were not in vain. He had saved Becky. That was the storyline of the film Mind the Tall Grass. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like and see you later.